It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by Batavia Downs Gaming and Stumble and Monkey Brewing Company. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's talk about this win for the Bonnies over Duquesne, 64-59 in the A10 tournament. First things first, if you didn't watch this game and you just saw the box score and you just saw the numbers, right, and all the stats, you'd go, there must be a mistake. There must be a typo. There's no way that the Bonnies won this game. 64-59. I mean, you go up and down this thing and you go, well, wait a minute. The Bonnies got out-rebounded. The shooting was poor. I mean, there's no possible way that this happened, right? And then you go through to the starters and you say, well, Chance Moore is a guy. He didn't do anything. I had 7 rebounds. But then you look at, like, Brown. He had 9 points and 8 rebounds. And you look at all the other Duquesne numbers. You're like, well, they made 1 more 3. They had 10 more rebounds. Okay, the Bonnies had 5 more steals. But you go up and down some team stats. You go up and down some of the individual numbers, and you go, Duquesne probably won this game by like 6 to 8 points, right? And the Bonnies won 64-59. I thought Duquesne was in complete control of this game. The entire first half, the shooting woes for the Bonnies, the offensive inefficiency, what we've really seen all year. They chucked up 21 threes in this game. They were playing a lot from the outside. I thought the starters looked gassed about 8-10 minutes into the game. Stop me if you've heard that before. And then you go to the second half, and it's Duquesne by 9. Bonnies get a hint and layup, but then it goes Duquesne gets a bucket. And every time it was like 9 or 8, or then it went back to 10 or 11, and it was just in control. I mean, you're going, it was 40-32, then back to 11 off that Edwards 3, right? And it was bucket after bucket after bucket. Hinton makes a 3, but then they answer with another Edwards 3. Jones hits a 3-pointer to answer. He had a big game. I'll get to more of him in a minute. After Brown makes a jumper again, it's still 9. But then the Bonnies, this is when they really started in here to kind of chop down on it. Melvin Council Jr.'s steal and dunk, I thought, was a huge turning point of the game. The crowd today, fans and students, by the way, sounded louder than the Riley Center's been in the last 2 months. But Council gets the big steal and dunk to make it 49-42. And then the Bonnies just started grinding out possessions, grinding out. Council gets another steal. They started limiting Duquesne offensive possessions. Great jumper by Council to cut it to 5. Edwards gets a 3. It's an 8-point game, but then Jones goes right back and gets a 3-pointer, cuts it to 5. Dinkins gets a layup, but then Brown makes a jumper, and it's 5 again. And then Brown gets another jumper, cuts it to 3. And then they're trading baskets back and forth. And then the second big chunk of the game happens after Duquesne gets a bucket to take the lead 58-51. From there, the 9-0 run was huge. Brown layup, Jones 3-pointer, Council jumper, Council free throws. It's a 9-0 run. You go up 60-58. And then from there, it's about, like, go out back and, like, throw haymakers. And whoever can throw the last haymaker wins. And I thought for a nice, solid 10 to 12-minute mark, it was Council and it was Jones just making big plays, big baskets, getting big steals, and going, dude, we're not shooting great. We're not playing great. We're gassed. We've got to do something to lift up this team. And I can't say enough about the bulldog mentality of Melvin Council Jr. I mean, this guy with the big steal down, the big steal and dunk, another big steal. Jones had an enormous steal down the stretch where, if you remember the play, Duquesne was kind of reading the middle of the floor and went to pass it. And Jones, like a nickel cornerback, like Taron Johnson for the Bills, he didn't bite on that. He didn't go out to the outside to bite for the 3. He waited for a possible mid-range jump shot or, a pass to the mid-range, and then maybe they go to the outside for a 3. He held his own, caught it right there. Duquesne was kind of scrambling. Maybe they thought, quick pass, you get a 3, and Jones just took the whole play away. So that was an unreal intercept by him. Council made a couple big free throws down the stretch, and at that point, you're up 5 with 21 seconds to go. Moore got a big defensive rebound off the Dinkins miss, and that was pretty much it. Even with Council missing a free throw, they're up 5, and the Bonnies hung on. So they're going to play at the same time tomorrow. It's VCU. I don't feel great about it because I think VCU can really wear the Bonnies down at this particular point. I mean, the Bonnies, like I said, they went into this game and they were gassed right from like the first 10, 12 minutes of this game. I mean, Bologna comes off the bench. Thompson comes off the bench. They don't really give you anything. They give you 23 combined minutes and 6 points, no rebounds, 3 combined assists, 1 steal. there's really not much there. And that really shows you just how crazy good and what a dog mentality Council has this year, because the point guard position, they had the injury, right? I mean, Bowen's injured, and Council's had to really take all of that. Now, you think about a possible, off guard plus point guard, and maybe Council coming off that, playing 32, 33 minutes more down the stretch. He's playing 38, 39, 40 every single game for the last 2 months at least. And so that is a huge thing for him. I mean, he has got to be. And I know I heard the announcers like, Mark Schmidt says, why would I take him out? Well, you'd take him out if you had somebody else to go to. They just don't. And Council today, unreal game, 18 points, dogging it out. Jones just stuffing the box score, man. I mean, 8 rebounds, 18 points, 3 steals, no turnovers. Council turns it over 3 times because he's doing everything here. I mean, eventually he's going to turn it over. There were terrible IQ plays in this game as well. I mean, there was a play, 8-9 minutes to go in the second half where Hinton just goes up the left side, tries to lay it up against 2 guys who are 4 and like 6 inches bigger than him. I mean, you can't do that stuff at this time of year. I feel like you learn that stuff in 5th grade in basketball camp, right? But like, you're a D1 player here. I mean, you cannot do that in the A-10 tournament. You can't do that in March, and you've got to win this tournament to get into the NCAAs, and an automatic bid is on the line. You can't have one of your starters trying to go up against guys who are 4 to 6, 7 inches bigger than you. Some of those plays, I thought Brown, they went into him. They used some of that one-on-one. They saw a little bit of that mismatch. So when they did go into him at times in the second half, it didn't seem to me like it was overdone today. VCU is going to be a smarter, better defensive team than Duquesne. Duquesne had this game. Duquesne is not a really good team. They'll fight out. They'll do their thing. But, I mean, let's be honest right now. This team, they went 13-19 for a reason. Dinkins, kind of like his game. Obviously Edwards comes off the bench and torches you. But Duquesne is Duquesne. They're not VCU. They're not George Mason. They're not some of these other clubs. It's going to obviously get way harder for the Bonnies. Why does it always come down to Bonnies VCU, whether it's regular season, postseason? It always seems like these 2 teams are clashing like crazy. But for one day, the Jimmy Valvano theme stands for the Bonnies. Survive and advance. Mike Lindsley here at ML Sports Take, brought to you by Batavia Downs Gaming, Stumble and Monkey Brewing Company, and St. Bonaventure University's online masters in journalism. Log on to sbujournalism.com. That's sbujournalism.com. Get your program guide, master's degree programs right there on the website. You can graduate in under 2 years, 100% online, flexible for your schedule. You can view the programs, including journalism, and check out so many different things, right? The digital journalism, sports journalism, and of course, St. Bonaventure rated top 20, top 9, and number 1 in terms of regional university in the North, best value and best value master's degree, respectively. So log on to sbujournalism.com, and hey, bottom right corner there, chat with an advisor as well. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.